Jimmy Ott and Charles Hannegriff.
For some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
Is it live? Is it live?
From Dozy Place on Government Street in Mid-City. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Hannegriff, Jimmy Ott, Max Gotro is here. Jordan Kitchens back in the studio. Andy Iskoe from Las Vegas. Greg Bowser will be with us here in the second hour. We do first class, second class, no class on Tuesdays. And a nice, pretty day here in the capital city. Jimmy, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
I guess the anatomy of Garrett Nussmeier has been probably the number one topic since yesterday when we finished up the show. And Garrett Nussmeier's torso in particularly, and what that has done, and what is going to happen in the future with him, the immediate future with him. Jimmy, it went a long way towards explaining some of the things that we've seen. We touched on this. We finished at the press conference yesterday, but with a little more time to digest this, it explains a lot of the things that we've seen. It explains the underthrow against Louisiana Tech. It explains the limited amount of practice reps that he had in the last week leading up to Clemson. It explains Chris Hilton's almost disappearance from the offense. And it explains at least some of the other throws that he's made that have been inaccurate. It does not explain the interception that he threw against Florida. That was not an arm thing. That was a brain thing. But it does explain a lot of the other things. So I guess the question now leading up to it is, and they didn't indicate that this would be the case yesterday, Brian Kelly, wouldn't you sit him this week?
No, he said we don't have time till the bye week.
After the Ole Miss game.
Hello.
No,
who are you playing? I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs or Southeastern?
Right. He's not, but I think I got a pretty good idea we're going to be in lockstep on this. Wouldn't you sit him this week?
Yes.
I mean, I
dress him out emergency. Wouldn't even warm up. But, I mean, if for some crazy reason, you're going in your middle of the third or at halftime, you're down. I mean, that's my emergency. But if you're just an emergency, I mean, you certainly don't want him sitting in street club. I mean, I guess he could. We've seen games where LSU where guys were in street clothes and then at halftime they went and put their uniform on.
We did, and did it make a difference? Just a touch. Huh?
Yeah, I would say so. No, man, that's come on, BK. I mean, you got bigger fish to fry, dog. I mean, if it's going to help him, you need him. Remember when the alarm, the Nussmeier injury alarm went off. He's hurt, line moving. What's going on? This reported, And
that was for the knee. That wasn't even for this.
But we didn't, you certainly had to make some phone calls. But what was your thought if he had a knee injury, he's out for the year?
Music City Bowl.
That is the position you can least afford.
Now, at that time, I didn't realize how good this defense was, so I need to upgrade probably a little bit from that. But no, your championship dreams are gone if he's out. Yes.
Yeah, I don't care if the defense is the '85 Bears or 2004 or whatever. Some of them or last couple of years. No, it's off. If Nussmeier's done, I mean, you're going to lean on your running game,
right?
Come on.
And I also I want to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about Michael Van Buren. Michael Van Buren was brought in in my opinion, for a very specific reason. He was brought in as what I would call a short-term insurance policy. If Nussmeier had wrecked his knee in August and was out for the year, we'd had temporary expectation. But Michael Van Buren is a good enough quarterback to win certain games and maybe more than one game with the rest of this team around him. Last year, and they had a very difficult thing to bring in an experienced quarterback, somebody who the bottom wouldn't fall out of this thing where you'd have to put somebody in with no experience, to bring a guy in with experience knowing that he had no chance to start. It's not even a competition in August. Nussmeier's starting quarterback. So to go out and find somebody with SEC starting experience, 8 games, who knew he wasn't going to play unless Nussmeier got hurt, was a tall task. They managed to do it. Last year against the University of Georgia, a game that Mississippi State only lost by 10 points, Michael Van Buren threw for 306 yards. He threw 3 touchdown passes. This is in Athens, okay? 3 touchdowns and an interception. Against Arkansas last year, he threw for 309 yards and 2 touchdowns. He did throw 2 picks in that game. At Ole Miss in Oxford, he threw for 280 yards. That's last year's Ole Miss defense, not this year's. 280 yards, a touchdown pass. He did throw 2 interceptions. My point is, this guy is plenty competent enough to go out there and run rule Southeastern, and probably good enough to win other Southeastern Conference games as well with this supporting cast. If you had to put in a freshman who had not played, I would understand the trepidation. But this is a guy you brought in specifically for this reason. Southeastern, huh?
You would panic if you had a freshman?
I wouldn't panic. I wouldn't be. It would not be as easy a decision. I would probably still do it.
Charles, there is not a quarterback on that LSU has had on their roster maybe in the last, especially your 2D. He's your 2
Yeah.
deep.
Yes, he's
LSU has not had a back.
Colin Hurley could probably quarterback
Gale
this team.
Hatch, Gale Hatch. Andrew Hatch is
yeah.
Andrew Hatch is back up. I mean, no.
Andrew Hatch quarterbacked multiple games that year. Okay,
right, but I mean, he wasn't any good.
No, but they still won.
Ettling's back up. I mean, the thing of the week is no, man. If you're on LSU, you're the number two quarterback. You are competent with the rest of this roster to go ahead and take care of Southeastern.
And this guy's more than competent. Okay, I mean,
I don't have to know anything about him. If they put him on a team, they went out and electedly got him as their number 2 backup, needed a number 2 quarterback. It's fine for Southeastern. Ole Miss, no.
No, you need him back for Southeastern.
So what if Nussmeier's a 70%? Let's just quantify it. A week off, does he go to 80%? If he goes to 71%, rest him.
It's worth it. Yeah, you're right.
Have him available. He's not going anywhere. He doesn't have dinner plans next Saturday night. This Saturday night.
Yeah,
so just go ahead and just have him available. You can dress him out. But if he needs to rest, and there's been times where they don't even, he's not even throwing at practice. He's hurt.
Yeah, multiple times that he didn't throw at practice. Sit him down. You can walk back yesterday. Just sit him down. Your hard practices are still to come this week. Sit him down. Watch practice.
At Ole Miss is always tricky.
Yeah,
always tricky.
That's not a bad team.
This is not the Ole Miss team they had last year, but Ole Miss, they've had much bigger roster advantages going into Oxford, and either got all they could handle or lost.
And you figure they're going to score some points too, even against this defense. They're going to score some points, man. 20 points ain't going to get it done. 17 points ain't going to get it done. They got it. They got that at Clemson, and they got that at against Florida. But if you told me right now LSU's going to score 20 points at Ole Miss next Saturday, I'd be like, I don't know if they're going to win.
I don't know, but it's not a given that they can't hold Ole Miss under 20. It's going to be a great matchup. It's a really good play designer and coach, and he's got some options now because Chambliss, I thought, looked better. I thought he threw the ball with more touch and accuracy than Simmons.
Yeah.
Simmons, even hurt, trusted his legs more than his arm. Now, he's limping after he hurt. He had to throw the ball for the 4-yard touchdown pass or 3-yard touchdown pass, whatever it was. But, I mean, Chambliss is just more – I think the offense flows better. Kind of like the Aguilar, not maybe as extreme as the Milton or Nico transition to Aguilar in Tennessee.
Yeah.
But similar at a lower level, yeah. Yeah, now, Ole Miss's defense should give up a busload of points against LSU. This is not Florida's defensive personnel that they're going to go against. And I'm sorry to look past Southeastern, but this is where you got to look. The Ole Miss game, then the bye. So you got rest time there. But Ole Miss is a key game. You got to have him. And what if he gets hurt against Southeastern? That's even more.
That is the nightmare.
Okay, well, I mean.
That's the nightmare
scenario. So rest him. I just didn't understand that. I mean, listen, he's walked back some things before, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. He's so. I mean,
And it's
I
not
would
like
think,
he can't play. Like you said, if some miracle of
Dude,
miracles happens and he's got to go in there,
so BK is not feeling job security pressure with his contract. That's not the case.
No.
And he's not getting fired if they go 8-4 this year. Are there some people a little antsy? Yeah, fan unrest or fan uncertainty is different from, but with that little outburst, it's frustrating. Not just the pressure he's feeling is here's his shot. And that's what I told you after game
I
one.
agree with you
There's
completely.
the August college football is way different than November college football. But damn it, in August we saw that LSU has a shot. Do they not?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They
So
got to
that's
work
where,
on some things,
that's
but
where
yes, they do.
his self-induced pressure and his outbursts and kind of in him. No, he's and I'm fine with that. I'm fine. I want him to be a little bit more invested instead of cashing his last check. I want him to be that way. But dude, you gotta reconsider this. You can't play him against Southeastern. That makes zero sense.
I'm
0 cents and have him available at halftime. In worst case scenario.
I'm with, when you said that, you know what game I thought of? Have him available in an emergency situation. You're going to remember this game. They played Alabama in 1987, and Hodson was nursing. I forgot what the injury was. It was a something. But Mickey Guidry had been playing the whole year. He'd been playing for 2 years.
Played 2 series a game.
Yeah.
The first series
right.
in the second quarter.
So
and
Guidry
late
had
third.
played a good bit especially for a backup quarterback at that time.
And competently.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mickey was a good quarterback. And they played Alabama here. I was at the game. I was a student in high school, and LSU went to the fourth quarter down. I think it was a touchdown. It might even been a field goal that they went down into the fourth quarter. And here comes Hodson. Place goes bonkers. Okay, Hodson, all SEC quarterback and everything else. I'd like to tell you that it ended well, but Hodson threw 2 interceptions and they lost the game. But that's what I thought. You remember that game, right? Against Alabama.
A student section.
Yeah. This is not that. This is not. If Alabama were coming to town this week, I would feel this is Southeastern. Okay, this is Southeastern. I'm sorry.
Alabama and Southeastern
They're
should never be compared.
They're a little bit different. No, the teams that they're playing are not comparable. That week LSU went with their all SEC quarterback as an insurance policy. We're coming up on 40 years of that game, and this is just a little bit different.
Makes no sense, huh?
It's a bad call. I'm sorry. It just is. For all the reasons we just laid out, you're playing Southeastern. The injury, I'm guessing with a little bit of rest is going to be better, and if it's even just marginally better, yes. You have a competent backup quarterback. You went and got him for this reason.
He hinted that the nature of the injury could benefit from rest in the bye week.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way I interpreted it.
Right.
Now you telling me it doesn't matter if he can rest for 2 months, he's going to be 70%. 70% is what he is right now. He'll be set. But he sort of, that's the way I read it. And I would think, I don't care what injury you have, rest should heal it, huh? That's kind of why you go sit in the hospital for a little bit.
When you have a competent backup quarterback and you're playing down, you remember who else did this? Les Miles, 2007. I don't remember exactly the nature of Flynn's injury, but they had Perilou. Perilou played against Middle Tennessee State, blew him out of the stadium like they were going to do anyway.
Similar. Yeah, it's a similar game. Middle Tennessee State was way more. Was probably better than Southeastern is now.
Yeah, they are.
And Southfield's done a good job, man. Southfield's done a good job at Southeastern. There's all respect. Saw him, know him, been knowing him for a long time. Of course, just to clarify, his brother was the head coach at Tulane, Chris Selfo. This is Frank Selfo. He was on his staff. He was on his staff at Tulane, but no, he's done a good job at Southeastern. But they get to the FCS playoffs. They're a good team, but it's just not
completely different level than this. And
no,
Perilou's I'm not suggesting before anybody says that Michael Van Buren is as good as Ryan Perilou. Perilou played another game that year that was significantly bigger than Middle Tennessee State. He played the SEC championship game, and they won that one. So
the offensive MVP.
Yeah, I understand he's not Perilou, but they're playing Southeastern.
We're live over here at Dozy Place on Government Street in the heart of Mid-City. And, man, it's the Crown Town Room. It's football season. So it's a great place. For Thursday night, you got some games on. Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, I mean, kind of sit in here. It's a casual steakhouse. I mean, it's come as you are. Get a high quality hand cut steak with some great sides, really good service, and great mixed drinks along with the wine options as well. And you can enjoy your football as well. So I mean, just some people want a steak, but they don't want to get kind of dressed up and go out. Well, you got it over here at Dozy Place. And the great thing when we over here at lunch, man, the lunch crowds have really been picking up. It's a completely different menu. Where the chicken sandwich or hamburgers kind of dressed up in all the different ways that you want, from grilled or blackened or Nashville extra hot and spicy. Salads available, plate lunches as big as a damn Frisbee. I mean, you name it over here for lunch. So chicken fried steak, the meatballs, spaghetti, catfish plate, hamburger steak with the hand-cut fries, or the mashed potatoes. And whether it's the fries, you do with the steak as well. I always do a loaded baked potato with my steak, but hand-cut fries are the best. These things are the best in town, man. They're fresh. They are not greasy. They're really, really good over here. Dozy Place. Tell Scotty Boy you heard us talking about him right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at Doze, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch. Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in Laplace and Plaquemine. If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee's the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff, roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffee's and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
Get Moss Max and Less Tex during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, or cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC. The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Doe's Eat Place on Government Street on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Remember, you can always get the show on demand, 1045ESPN.com, LouisianaSports.net. Our on-demand section is brought to you by Supreme Rice, supporting Louisiana farmers since the 1930s. For more information, go to supremerice.com. There's some entertaining football, especially in the opener last night for Monday Night Football. I've been advocating for these double headers, and I can never make it up through the last one.
You liked it more than just the split start that they did before, where it was like 6:30.
I thought I was going to, and after falling asleep at halftime of the second one,
Eastern when the last
maybe that's not such a good idea after all. But the first game was really entertaining. The Texans get a long punt return by the rookie out of Virginia Tech, Jalen Lane, to set up Nick Chubb's touchdown to put them up by 5 points after they missed 2-point conversion. And the Buccaneers got the ball with a little over 2 minutes to go. And old Baker Mayfield, 80 yards, 11 plays, made some plays with his arm, made some plays with his feet.
The biggest play with his feet.
Yeah, the one where he get bum over tea kettle and got the first down. And the Bucks get the touchdown run with less than 10 seconds to go and win it 20-19 over the Texans, who open up 0-2.
Weird game. All offense early. Houston takes the opening kickoff, goes down. Tough throw and catch to Nico Collins. Yeah. You can see the effects of the Texans being down some receivers right now. I mean, Collins has all kinds of attention. He's a great receiver, but when he goes to him, and even when he completed passes to him, it is some tight windows, man. It really is. So Tampa Bay comes back. They answer with a touchdown. Houston's going in. 1st and goal at the 6. You have the holding penalty, puts them back. They have to settle for a field goal. So 4 possessions, 4 scores, and then it's a punt fest.
Yeah.
And that's what Tampa Bay had, was 14 points with 2 minutes. First 2 drives, they got 2 touchdowns. There's 2 minutes to go. They're down 5, and they're still on 14. And Mayfield had, the pressure really started to heat up. Fun battle between the big receiver from A&M and
Mike Evans and
Stingley.
And Darius Stingley.
That was Evans won some,
Darius
Stingley won a lot. You know, I mean, it was fun. It was fun watching those two, go at it. But Mayfield did not trust his arm, like in that spot, 4th and 10. He tucked it and run, and he better limit those because he's not afraid, and he takes some nasty hits. He's had an injury history, and he's got to be careful with that. But he made the plays, and then that was it. Boom, 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 right down the field, and left them with basically no time left on the clock. So this Bucs team, the biggest thing is they ran, what was the rushing yardage per play for each team, because it was old football here. They run it because they could run the ball and they could stop the run better than Houston. Chubb popped the one for the touchdown. To put it over the number, by the way, it was wild. They were just playing for maybe a field goal. But sort of like that A&M kickoff return for a touchdown. Blessing in disguise that they didn't kick a field goal with no time left. Blessing in disguise. You don't give Notre Dame the ball back with no time, because Notre Dame got it back with, 6 seconds to go? And the Texans got it with 12 seconds to go. So kind of, sometimes you got to score when you can. If we saw anything with these NFL place kickers, they're pretty good. So it just didn't, had to do it over again. Would you fall down at the 2-yard line and run more clock, set up a field goal? I don't know. They had all 3 timeouts remaining, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did have all 3 timeouts, and it was over 2 minutes. So probably not. You know, you bad 2 plays on 2nd and 3rd down from the 1-yard line, and a play that really had no chance on a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Their short yardage plays by the goal were really poor last night for the Texans.
And the other missed opportunity, I thought it was after the block punt. You know, when they end up, I mean, they got beautiful field position and they end up with 3. The 3 plays go nowhere.
And they missed the field goal, right?
No, they made the field goal, but
They made that.
They made it 14-13.
Correct. I'm sorry. Yes.
But
yes.
you know that you really you block a punt, man. You feel like you got.
They didn't kick a field goal on 4th down.
Right.
So, which 4th and goal from the 1? I mean,
you got to go, and you just the throw was nowhere close.
They were close to a couple of punts before that, so it was a shaky night when the Tampa Bay was punting the ball. One went right by the arm of a guy blocking it. Another was close, and then you had the block, and then you had the punt return.
Yeah.
So what about the picking up the flag on a punt return? I got the Texans, but damn.
Blew my mind.
I mean,
I'm like,
come on, he's pushing him in the back.
Yeah,
I mean,
blew my
damn.
mind. I couldn't believe that they did. If they hadn't thrown the flag, you think, well, they just missed it. But they got there and talked about it. It's like, whew, okay, you got away with one there.
I'll miss on that one, predicting that one.
Watching the Bucks, it's so frustrating. I don't want to get on my Saints soapbox here, but just look at what they've done in the draft, man.
Be positive.
I am being positive.
We're
I'm
talking Saints.
positive. I'm positive.
Come on.
The Bucks are in the division. They draft Emeka Ibuka, okay, and already he looks like he's going to be a future star. They got Bucky Irving last year in the 4th round.
Good
and
back.
I mean,
Him and White run good, boy. That's a nice punch.
Rashard White was a 3rd-round pick. Bucky Irving was a 4th-round pick. The Saints haven't drafted a good running back since 2017. They hit on.
Kamara's a great pick.
He was a great pick 8 years ago. I mean, can I have
Still
another?
a good back. He's not what he was.
Right, but can I have another one? You know, just
Saints got skill guys. They got weapons. Think about it. They have clearly more weapons than the Houston Texans right now. Adele's out, the other guy's out, but clearly
Dell's out and Mixon's out.
Collins and Olave, or
Collins is way better than Olave.
Olave,
Way better than
Olave and
Olave.
Shaheed are better than Collins and the next best right now.
If they're down to down to backups,
the tight ends are a wash. Different type of tight ends. Schultz and Johnson.
I'll take Schultz.
Of course you would.
It's
You're a Rattler guy.
It's not a
downplay his
not a big deal between the tight ends. I'm
Chubb
comfortable
and
calling
Chubb
that
and
Chubb
and
is
Kamara.
Chubb. I know has been a long-time starter in the league, but at this point, in his career,
right now.
Yeah, right now they're down Joe Mixon. Yeah, right now. Okay, yeah. If Houston's playing with their second group,
Texans drafted Higgins and Noel from Iowa State, but they're not ready yet. Maybe eventually they'll be there.
Collins, even though he's getting more targets, his number, it's different when he doesn't have guys deflecting some attention. How many times do you see Collins just running free deep down the field? We got a bunch of, you pull some highlights up. There's a bunch. They ain't happening right now.
You know, and I get.
Did you see the catch he made for a touchdown?
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
He got a sliver of
And you see the skinny
paint.
post? We're about 15, 20 yards. The guy is straight. He's got no separation. I mean, he's got too much attention on him right now.
I just watched the Bucks, and I see these first. Vita Vea is, was a first-round pick for them. He's freaking great. The Saints take Brzee. It's been okay. The guy for the Bucks is great. The guy for the Saints is not. I'm sorry. Just a little bit of frustration. Oh, by the way, the team that's won the division 4 straight years is better than the team that's in last place. I get it. I'm not breaking any news here, but that's a division foe that I gotta watch do it better than how the Saints are doing it. Just a little frustrating.
Remember, the Texans replaced their OC this offseason as well, and of course their whole offensive line is basically brand new.
Sounds like they need to change it, general manager.
They traded Laramie Tunsil on purpose. I mean, they didn't have to get rid of that guy. That guy was, a pretty good tackle, and they traded him voluntarily. I still don't quite
Maybe they'll get better
that. Over a 2 or 3 year period, the Texans drafted really well. Stingley was a big hit in the first round. The 2 safeties, Petrie, and I'm blanking on the other kid, Toa. It was a really good middle round pick.
I'll go what you want. Little side bet, boy.
Okay.
Johnson, Schultz, fantasy points this year. I'll take Johnson.
I'm not going to bet you on that one. Cause
Well, what are we saying then here?
Here's
what are
the
we
difference.
saying?
Johnson.
So you're telling me the Saints have a better quarterback, so he's got a better advantage?
The Saints are going to be in trailing game states a lot. They're going to be passing the ball because they're down in games, so that helps fantasy stats for Juwan Johnson.
You got Jimmy so flustered.
Really?
He's talking about fantasy football.
Really?
You got him so flustered.
They're going to be trailing. They're going to be passing.
Fantasy guys don't want to make a bet. You just said opinion. Schultz is better. Whoa. Is fantasy an evaluation of somewhat of a ballpark of skill guys?
Not exactly. You see bad teams.
There's
who do
nothing
good in fantasy.
exactly. I understand. But this bet, how else are we going to bet the bet? Your opinion? You say he's better. I say he's not. Okay.
Can I be the judge?
Can we go AI? Can AI do that? No, we're going to leave it out the judge's hands. We're going to quantify this.
East German
Who has
judge.
not the most TDs, not the most reception yards, fantasy points.
Johnson's going to win that battle.
Really?
Yeah. You're trying to bet you minus 10,000 at minus 100. I see what you're doing over there.
Well, aren't most fantasy guys that score better points better at the same position?
Not necessarily.
Not a quarterback. Not a quarterback.
I said most. You know what the most means?
Like I
51%.
said, if you're in a trailing game state, you're going to pass the ball a lot.
Yeah, not always a quarterback, but I get where you're going with that.
I'm just trying to dabble into a little fantasy. Nobody wants to engage, huh? Schultz. No, definitively. Schultz is better. Take a time out. Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds at Legacy Title. Boy, that settles the bet right now. I'll get you up for lunch later. Ashley Donald, Marion Haynes, Adrian Gallant, Michael Platt, Natalie, and Bradford Smith, our great team at Legacy Title. Long-standing staff, quality service, and just growing over the years. You know, Chad and I have partnered up for years and years, and just growing the business even bigger and better than ever. Buying, building, refinancing, nobody chooses but you. You choose, so why not support the folks who support us? Choose Legacy Title. Give them a call, 296-0060. Getting ready to close a deal? Call them and let them know that you'd like to use them. 296-0060. Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title.
Live at Doe's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
You've heard me talk about Workbox Services and how they can handle all of your movable storage needs for both commercial and residential. With our shipping containers of all sizes, customized in any way that you need or desire. Now Martine Padial has expanded his coverage outside the Baton Rouge area. Workbox can now service the Gulf Coast and New Orleans areas all the way to Lake Charles. Our staff at Workbox continues to grow with Hannah, Martine Jr., Brandy, and Chris. Do like I did when I needed a movable storage unit. Call Workbox at 343-4886 or workboxllc.com.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. We're now boiling crabs at Sammy's every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday starting at 5 p.m. and on Friday, Saturday, Sunday starting at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
Productive pain in the ass everywhere you go.
Heading out to Las Vegas, deep in the desert, lives one man. One man of many sports bets. The one and only Andy Iskoe.
Andy, how you doing, buddy?
Well, I'm somewhat fortunate. It was not a great weekend. It was a very unusual weekend in the NFL. In fact, when week one you saw, the 12 unders and 4 overs, and this past week you saw 10 overs and 6 unders. So that just explains how wacky the first 2 weeks have been, and starting to get some answers. And but I am very grateful because my survivor entry advanced with the Dallas Cowboys.
Your survivor was that. So was Max's. That was his on the 5 that I sent you. So
they did not deserve to win that game.
Oh, no, they didn't. Not when you give up 450 yards passing. No, I'd say no. They don't. And the funny thing is, has there ever been a game? What's the final score? Is it
40-37?
40-37.
Yeah. Has there ever been
playing the entire 10 minutes of overtime?
Has there ever been a 40-37 game? You're like, damn, that defensive front is good. Huh? I mean, huh?
I'll tell you what was interesting. What was interesting on Saturday, there were 2 games, the Tennessee game, and I forget the other one, 44-41.
Yeah, it was. But sometimes, Andy, doesn't it correct itself when you see one extremes or like the overs or unders? We certainly see the bounce back.
Usually not all in 1 week. In other words, the correction generally comes a little bit more gradually, say over 2 to 3 weeks or 3 out of the next 4 weeks. But when you had 12 and 4 one way or the other with over-unders, it usually does not go exactly, or not almost exactly the reverse, 6 and 10. But it does spread out overall. I mean, you take a look at the number of two-way teasers that have hit this year. That is at historical levels for the first 2 weeks. I think we've had 18 of the 32 games you could have played either team and covered in a teaser.
Yeah, and that's why people continue to raise the prices on the teaser. So I mean, one outlet went from minus 115 a year ago to minus 135 on a 2-team teaser.
Yeah.
So yeah, they.
And you say thank you, but no thanks on that one.
Right.
Unfortunately, you just have to find other ways to play. Maybe you put a 3rd team in there. You want to do the math and see, how that affects everything. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but clearly it's a little bit more difficult to hit a 3-teamer than it is a 2-teamer. But just how much more difficult? It's no longer the percentage of success. It's the amount of vig that you have to pay to back that percentage of success.
The Cowboys offense for real?
I liked a lot of what they did in their running game with Williams starting to be a little bit more, because that was a concern. My concern was just the total lack of defense that they played, and I'm guessing that what the Giants may have done is they may have broken down the differences between Dallas's defense with and without Micah Parsons. We saw it the first week against Philadelphia, but Philadelphia's offense was okay in that game. But I think the Giants may have seen a different way of attacking the Cowboys. We'll see this week when they go to the Bears we'll see what the Bears can do. They were absolutely atrocious against Detroit. I did not expect them to give up 50 points in that game, but I did expect them to lose rather easily, which is what they did. And in fact, I'm looking forward to the Monday night game with Detroit and Baltimore. And even before what we saw on Sunday, and of course both teams won rather handily, 41-17, and it wasn't that close. Of Baltimore over Cleveland. That was, I think, a 10-3 game at halftime.
Yeah.
But I was already looking to take the points with Detroit on Monday night.
What did what surprised you in your survivor submissions this week?
You mean my
well, just Henry,
well,
the ones you put in, just what you've observed, a different, during your
Oh,
proxy, yourself, us,
us,
whatever.
Oh, yeah, no, the majority of the plays, I think of all the people I had, probably 90% of them had either the Ravens or the Cardinals. I mean, that was very clear. I had, one person I had go out last night with the Raiders. I think that, I don't know exactly the story behind that, but I guess the thought is that, you picked the Raiders playing at home, opening their season, and you didn't have as many on the Chargers as I thought, but if the Raiders had won, you would have eliminated, a fair number of people. I think the one team that really got eliminated, and I don't think anybody had anything in that I proxy for, was the Steelers. Several hundred went out with them, losing at home to the Seahawks, and I think the Seahawks might very well be, who they're playing this week. They might be the most popular play in the contest this week. At home.
Do we not? I mean, we kind of result oriented, but that was way too close for Jonathan Gannon, and it all started with some prevent defense and allowing a very struggling quarterback in Bryce Young to get into a rhythm. And next thing you know, you're fighting for your life. They're 30 yards away from beating you. You're up 24. And so just that, to sit on that lead, and especially sitting on the lead with the defense, because they were soft, and it was just underneath.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, then Young in the offense gets into a rhythm. How many times have we seen it? So, man, he escaped, but maybe that was an under the radar game because the Chiefs and the Eagles were on. But damn, that was bad.
Yeah, I'm not that high on the Cardinals, but let's see what happens if they're in a situation. I think they're at the 49ers this week. I think the 49ers are like about a 2-point favorite in that one, and of course we all know the injuries that'll be there for a while for both of them. But let's see what the Cardinals do the next time that they are in a situation where they're out to protect the lead in the fourth quarter. And I think Gannon's a smart enough coach to realize we got to make some changes. We took it for granted the other day, but the other team didn't take for granted that the game was over.
Charlie, you watched that with me too. I mean, that.
No,
what do you think? It's 27-3 late in the third.
Yeah, and you should never. It should never come to that when you're up 27-3. I actually agree with you on that one. I did have a question about Andy about the Survivor. Just looking at it a little bit, it seems like the ultimate favorite, whoever the top favorite is getting a little bit less. People are trying to diversify a little bit more. I remember last year when those mega favorites went out in the first 2 weeks, it took up like 2/3 of the field. So like this week,
90% were eliminated. Over 90% in the first 4 weeks, about 95%.
Yeah, and so you're seeing there was less on Baltimore this past week than I thought. They were clear by 5 points, the biggest favorite in the NFL last week. Yet they didn't.
I think Baltimore. They may be saving Baltimore for Thanksgiving I think it's Thanksgiving where they host Cincinnati for the first meeting between these teams. Now, obviously, I don't think people were thinking, well, Burrow's going to be out and all that sort of stuff. But I just think that because Baltimore is one of those teams playing Thanksgiving and Christmas, you wanted to wait a little bit to use them. And the fact is, Cleveland's, they split their season series the last 3-4 years with Ravens and Browns. More
people waiting, I guess, is my question. Like, for instance, Buffalo is a huge favorite on Thursday night against Miami.
Yeah.
But would they, or a lot of people trying to save Buffalo? Last year.
Who could they play the following week?
Buffalo? Mm-hmm. I don't know. They play the Dolphins this week, though.
Mickey Loomis.
Well, I think
That's
what's
right.
interesting because you also have the Super Survivor contest at the Westgate, where I think they had 69 entries, or maybe there's a Grandissimo with Circa and the other one with the Westgate, where there are less than 100 people in the field. There's where you may end up going with Buffalo against Miami because number one, well, certainly at Westgate, you don't have the Thanksgiving, Christmas week. But number two, with so few people in there, there's a real good chance that contest, both of those contests, don't go the full 20 weeks. And so you don't have to save these teams for later in the year. The idea is that watch that field trim down. Maybe it goes from 69 to 64 this week to 52 or something like that. And I think that that's part of the strategy versus a field in which you've got over 18,000 contestants.
We don't have that colossal upset in the first 2 weeks yet.
No, the first week you had all kinds of them. I mean, you had Dallas. I mean, Dallas should have lost.
Should have, but didn't.
Okay. I mean, then how was a handful of teams that should have. I mean, the Bengals should have lost against the Browns. I mean, they were.
Could have.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. They just got off the hook.
Atlanta, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, it was 50. That was a 50-50 game. It could have.
Jets Steelers.
Jets Steelers.
Yeah.
Jets Steelers.
60-yard field goal to win it.
Yep. So, heck, Eagles Cowboys. I mean, so there were plenty.
Well, what was that? That game I think what was it, like 21-20 at halftime, and they didn't do much scoring in the second half of that game before the Lightning came, I think it was.
Yes. No, that was the Jacksonville game. That was Jacksonville with the weather against the Panthers.
I thought they also had that. They had that weather delay though in the Cowboys game, didn't they? They showed it.
The Cowboys. Yeah, that's where the shutdown max is over. Yeah, that was right. Yeah. Open at night. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah. So
they didn't do anything after that.
I was focused on any college picks that stand out to you before we let you go, Andy.
Well, I think I was against the world last week when I had Tulane over Duke. Everybody loved Duke, and I liked Tulane quite a bit. And now Duke is coming home. They're about a 3-point favorite over NC State, which struggled but ended up coming back and winning and covering actually late at Wake Forest. I like this Duke team. Yeah, they were turnover prone a little bit. I think that gets to be fixed as the season goes on. I like Duke this week over NC State, laying a short number at home.
Tulane, much the best. I like Duke. I had Duke in the game against Tulane. Much the best on Saturday. Saturday night, Uptown Stadium.
I'm also looking at Arkansas laying 7 points at Memphis, and I like Memphis, and I wouldn't be shocked if they pull the upset. Arkansas was in a good spot last week. They ended up getting that late cover, although the line did go down, I think, to 3.5, and some places it closed. But Arkansas's next opponent is Notre Dame.
And coming off of a game, a wild one at Oxford, that was, you left a little bit on a tank there. They're down 13. They scored to cut it to 6 and get the ball back. They had the ball close to midfield with enough time. They just got stopped. And then, Notre Dame always goes to Fayetteville. Never have they been to Fayetteville. So they're going to Fayetteville. So, no, they'll be fired up, even though into Notre Dame will get the Hog fans. So, classic sandwich spot. I'm with you on Memphis in that one. Thank you, Andy. Follow Andy on Twitter at Vegas Andy's.
Chat with you on Sunday.
Yep, Football Sunday. Football Sunday. Andy is with us each and every year, each and every week as we start our handicapping at around 11:15. Don't forget our friends at Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Relief Windows is a trusted provider of premium windows, doors, siding, and interior and exterior shutters. That is here in Baton Rouge. But we also serve all the way down to Mississippi and the Gulf Coast and to the west in Texas. Quality window replacement, door installation, custom siding solutions for both existing homes or new construction projects. Do like I did. If you're new construction, if you don't get the R-Last gel windows from Relief Windows, you're going to be replacing them. Might take 6 years, might take 8, might take 10, but you're going to replace them in a short period of time with these extreme weather conditions in South Louisiana. Don't make the same mistake I did. Do the original wood windows in your home from Relief Windows. Give them a call, 288-8138, and they'll send over a consultant and start the process. 288-8138 and ReliefWindows.com. Relief Windows.
Live at Doe's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch. Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow's Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soups, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
The timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710. By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Doe's Eat Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with a sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance. At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Doe's Eat Place on Government Street on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Show also brought to you by Louisiana Health and Injury Centers, helping you deal with pain. Dr. Michael Goff and his staff have done a great job for us over the years. So if you've got back pain, neck pain, muscle soreness, things that are keeping you from getting around as well as you'd like or keeping you from getting a good night's sleep, let them work on you, get you adjusted, get you into a program that'll specifically target those problem areas and get you to feeling better. Airline Highway, Plank Road, Jefferson Highway near Drusilla, Dr. Michael Goff, Louisiana Health and Injury Centers. And speaking of health, the Buccaneers win last night came at a cost. Kalijah Cansey, their outstanding defensive lineman, has a torn pec and is out for the year. Real key cog for them. Took him in the 23 first-round draft. He's had 11 and a half sacks. Playing interior defensive lines. He was. I remember him as a prospect. He was kind of in the Saints area of the draft where he was going to go. He's undersized but really quick and can provide more of a pass rush from the the interior than you would normally think, and so they'll miss him. He's been a good player for them. The Bucks get out to a 2-0 start. Anybody more of a lock to win their division than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
The Falcons are all right. Falcons had
They
a nice
played,
win.
they played the Falcons
Sunday
straight
night.
up. They played the Falcons straight up.
I
They did
mean-
have a nice win.
I mean, it's a nice win on the road at Atlanta to start. So yeah, they've got they got a hold serve at home against Atlanta to win that tiebreaker and sweep that series. But no, I mean, it's 15 games to go. I mean, I don't see that much difference between Tampa Bay and Atlanta. I think Tampa Bay's better. I think they'll win. But no, Atlanta, and I think Penix is, can he continue to make the steps? I saw some nice things in him on Sunday night.
Tampa with 2 road wins already in their pocket, in pretty good shape. 2 very, very close games. Hour number 2 straight ahead, live at lunch from Dozy Place, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, 2 local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis' original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Don't just work a job, build a career with Custom Security Systems. We've protected South Louisiana for over 48 years, and we're hiring experienced installation and service technicians now. Competitive pay, steady work, and room to grow. Apply today at CustomSecuritySystems.com.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live at lunch, first class.
I want a seat in first class where I was booked and ticketed over a month ago.
Second class.
No man should be subjected to the indignity of being labeled or treated like a second-class citizen.
And no class.
Life had become like school on Sunday. No class.
I'll tell you what then. Why don't you call me sometime when you have no class?
First class, second class, and no class. Brought to you by Supreme Rice. Buy local with Louisiana-based Supreme Rice since 1936.
And we welcome you back here at Doe's Eat Place on Government Street in Mid-City. In the Crown Town Room, enjoying the lunch crowd here. Invite you to come on by and see us. All right, first class. 13 years in the big leagues, Jimmy. I think I got to start with the baseball. And I think Kevin Gausman may have thrown the best game of his professional career last week. It was a complete game, 2-hit shutout. It's the fourth complete game of Gausman's career, his second complete game shutout. And it was the first complete game in the big leagues in a month and a half.
What?
These things are being more and
rare.
more and more rare. It was the 26th complete game of the season. There were 25 last year, the entire season. So give Gausman credit. He retired the final 17 batters, 9 strikeouts, 1 walk. He threw 100 pitches, 79 for strikes. That's a pretty good percentage, right? Mm-hmm. Kevin Gausman, 13 years in the big leagues. I think he had his best ever game last week.
Two-hitter. Yeah, 9 strikeouts, 1 walk, 100 pitches against the Astros. That was a getaway day, Thursday afternoon game. A lot on the line. Both teams, right in the heat of divisional races. Houston with the win last night is a half game back of Seattle right now, and Toronto wins in extra innings. Tampa Bay had the tying run and the winning runs on with nobody out in the 10th inning. Strikeout.
Nice.
Last night for Toronto. I've never seen a catcher. I thought I was watching somebody clinch a regional or something, it was like college enthusiasm by the Toronto
for a regular
catcher.
Season game.
So Toronto came from nowhere. Toronto now, we're talking about number 1 seed in the American League. Gausman's done it a little surprise, only 2 pitches. It's just rare to have such a short repertoire for a starting pitcher. But no, as good as he's been, man.
My other first class, I got some other players in here. Trinidad Chambliss. You're going to get to know this name if you don't know it already. Took over at Ole Miss. Okay, so in the 3 games that he has played so far this year, 25 of 35, 412 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 353 yards against the Hogs, a touchdown and no picks. He had another 15 carries for 62 yards and 2 touchdowns. You know where he played last year. I didn't.
No, I don't.
Division II Ferris State. They were the national champs in Division II last year, and he is a senior transfer. In fact, Ferris State, didn't know this either, has won 3 of the last 4 Division II national championships. This is where he was last year. A little bit of difference between Ferris State and Ole Miss, but not only did he acquit himself real well, you think he's the better option
I do.
right now than Austin Simmons?
What I'm watching now, Simmons, one of Simmons' games was his real test was on the road. Young quarterback, hostile environment, But I didn't realize he threw all fastballs. He doesn't have the touch or the feel.
No. He reminds me a lot of Brandon Harris in that. Harris could never put any touch on the ball. He had a bazooka arm, but everything was on the line. He was right-handed, but that's what it reminds me of, the way Simmons throws the ball.
Yeah, and look, the box score, if you look at the stats, you can make a case for Simmons. But if you watch him, Charlie, just things are – and Kentucky's a better defensive team than Arkansas. They played him in Commonwealth, his first road. So it's a tough spot for Simmons. there. He started off with 2 first-quarter interceptions, and then the final box score was respectable. But he's hitting guys. There's a lot of things that Kiffin does offensively in play design where he's trying to hit guys in stride.
Yeah.
And this guy the ball he throws allows the guys to kind of yards after the catch. He's just not totally difficult throws to complete, but the touch it just seemed like it had more life in it. That's home and away. It may be against a slightly easier defense, Arkansas, than Kentucky. But damn it, he looks better.
Mother of all sandwich games for the Rebs this week. Off that back and forth thing with Arkansas, LSU next week, and a dangerous Tulane team coming to town.
And I'm going to tell you, the fact I think the one thing Chambliss trusts his arm more than Simmons does.
Well, the completion percentage is there.
Simmons will give up on a route quickly.
Yeah. I'll be soaking up them 11 points this week, Doug. Promise you that. Got to apologize.
Where they,
in Oxford. Tulane's going to Oxford. After Arkansas, before LSU, Tulane goes. I'll be taking the 11 points for sure.
Okay.
My apologies to Gunnar Stockton. Called him in the game this week. We were doing the pregame. I said, maybe he's just kind of a guy. Maybe he's not. Maybe we're expecting too much over it. He responded. Ends up throwing for 304 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He ran a touchdown in, and the 4th down throw was as pretty as you'll ever see. And the game's on the line at Tennessee. It's a monster game. You got to have this throw, and you got to put it right there, and he did. So I give him credit. I didn't think he had that in him, what we saw in the 4th quarter in Knoxville. So I got to give credit to Gunnar Stockton, the Georgia starting quarterback.
4th and 6 for the 28, and he goes to the lowest percentage route that he can. A guy that really wasn't trusting his arm a whole lot, and throws. Is there a better throw in college football this year?
No, he absolutely
certainly
had to
with
put
the
it
pressure.
right where he
it's
put
just
it. Yeah.
unbelievable, man. Just really, really beautiful. And would the rest of this performance go unnoticed had he not made that throw? Because that's such a I don't know. Do we not focus on him as much if the place kicker makes it? Because Aguilar, we're not talking about Aguilar, and if they make the field goal, it's all the Aguilar.
Yeah, and we
talk.
should be talking about Aguilar because he was
phenomenal.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
and he has been. Ahmad Hardy at Missouri, team we ignore every year. Missouri.
They're not in the SEC.
They're right. Yeah, we still think they're in the Big 8.
Notre Dame's more in the SEC than Missouri.
Ahmad Hardy, who had 1,350 yards at ULM last year, is off to a hell of a start. He's got 462 yards through the first 3 weeks. He's averaging over 8 yards a carry. He's got 5 touchdowns, and Missouri has scored 155 points in 3 games. I understand Central Arkansas, UL Lafayette, but they did play Kansas. Maybe they were a little bit lucky that they broke that game open late with a late touchdown, but 155 points in 3 games is a lot of points. They're going to thump South Carolina this week with Lenore Sellers out, and Alabama is coming to town. Missouri is going to be 5-0. I'll be watching. We underrate this group every year, and here they are. So Ahmad Hardy off to a terrific start.
Has done a really good job there. I think they did a little schedule late, and they catch a break, too. If you're going to catch South Carolina
without Sellers,
that's
sure.
a break.
That's a huge break.
But they have rocks in their end zone. You can't be in a real SEC venue and have rocks. Hey, y'all upset about the officials? Here's a bunch of rocks to throw in the field. That just doesn't mix in the SEC.
If you think their football facility is bad, you should see their baseball
facility.
Can we
get Florida State or Clemson in here and get them out of there, huh?
You can make a trade if you want, throwing a left-handed relief
All
pitcher. Second class, we're at that third week of the NFL. Here come the backup quarterbacks. So you tell me which one you like the best. You're going to have Jake Browning for most, if not all, of the year in Cincinnati. Carson Wentz taking over for J.J. McCarthy for
Browning
2 to 4 weeks. Marcus Mariota for the Commanders if Jaden Daniels can't go this week.
I'll take Browning still.
Okay.
And that granted with the 3 interceptions still.
Yeah. I don't want to mention the last one, even though he won this week, because I know how you feel about him, Mac Jones. But he had a very good game yesterday. Sunday.
No, Matt. I want to see more. He looked. He shook off a little early. Russ. He looked good.
Yeah.
Looked good. I mean, he played better than Jake Browning Sunday.
Sure.
Yes, indeed.
He
yes,
did.
Indeed.
Out of that group, I'd probably for one game I'd probably take Mariota, but I want to see more Browning. He's shown enough. Mariota took over in that game last year. Right. I'm trying to remember who they played.
I don't know if this interception thing is going to be an issue with Browning, but they run their offense with Browning.
Yeah.
He can make the throws.
He's got enough arm.
He can make the throws. He's got a great supporting cast, minus the protection, but it's.
Who did Washington play that game where Daniels went out after the first series last year and Mariota played the rest of the game and they won?
No, you're thinking just the opposite.
Oh, they lost?
Philadelphia lost Hurts early, and the kid from Pitt came in.
Yeah, but Daniels went out in the first series of a game last year, and I'm trying to remember. Max, you remember who they played?
Was that the Tampa Bay or the second game?
It was early in the season. I'm trying to remember who they played. I'll think of it in a second. But Mariota basically played the entire game, and they won. So he's a competent backup.
No, he is. I think Browning can make more plays than all of them.
No, he's
got some guys to throw to.
It was against Carolina, and they won the game easy. I know Carolina was lousy last year, but Mariota threw a couple of touchdown passes, didn't turn it over. He may very well have to play for Washington this week. Daniels
got a lot of starts, so it's valuable.
And they play one of his former teams.
Got about as many as Mac Jones. So
yeah, okay, no class. You watched the late game last night? Was it, maybe a little bit too late to stay up to the end? It was for me. But I watched the first half. I watched, and I was kind of fishing up and down through the end of the game. But I saw one thing. I saw Tom Brady in the coach's booth with a headset on. Now, this is the same Tom Brady that goes to production meetings because they loosened the rule, Jimmy. Last year they said, okay, you want to buy in as a minority owner of the Raiders, that's fine, but as a broadcaster for Fox, you are allowed, or most of the broadcasters are, all of them but him, are allowed access into team facilities the week that they're there. They're allowed to go to practice. They're allowed to go to production meetings where the coaches and players.
First, they ruled out the production meeting with the coaches, then they allowed it.
They are. He's still not allowed to go to practice, but he is allowed to go into these production meetings and talk.
Shame on the opposing coaches if they tell him anything.
Well, at this point, I would tell you how many coaches are meeting with in the NFL are meeting with other coaches to discuss their game plan, because that's what Brady was last night. He was a coach. He wasn't an owner. He was in the booth with a headset on, and after the game, they talk about it and they say, "Well, yeah, Chip Kelly talks to Tom Brady 2-3 times a week. That's a meeting. You are no longer an owner. You're
Chip
a coach."
Kelly's the offense coordinator.
Yeah.
It says multiple times every week, scheduled.
Yes,
scheduled.
Those are meetings. Okay, you are meeting with this guy, and he is meeting with other coaches. He's not an owner anymore. The owner goes into the owner's box, and if he's Jerry Jones, he picks up a glass of scotch. He doesn't pick up a headset, okay? So this is now a coach that is talking to other coaches. And we're bending the rules. Why? Because he's Tom Brady. Now, nobody cares right now because the Raiders aren't that good, but why are we bending the rules for Tom Brady?
Pete Carroll was asked about if he is sharing the information in production meetings with the team. And he said that's false.
Yeah, right.
So
we have rules for 31 teams and Tom Brady's word. Okay, come on, man.
No, absolutely. Make up your mind. Can't have both.
You're right.
Give up the broadcast. I mean, he doesn't need it.
No,
Damn, I mean, please.
He even if Giselle took half of everything, and she made more than him anyway.
Oh, he's getting some change back on the divorce.
She was richer than he was.
Yes, yeah.
No, he doesn't need this. If you want to be an owner, that's
She's glad
fine.
he had a job, though.
Yeah. She saved a little bit of cash.
Softening her blow.
You want to be an owner, be an owner. You want to be a broadcaster, be a broadcaster. But if you're going to be an owner with a headset on, you're no longer an owner. You're a coach. So I'm sorry, coaches can't.
It's pretty, and sometimes, Charlie, optics, visuals will kind of penetrate people a little bit more. There's not an owner that's not picking up the phone and saying, "Hey,
come on,
let's go."
Yeah.
No, this is not. No.
It was bad enough.
That's rubbing it in their face.
Yeah, when you were a minority owner in the team that, let's say, was not visible, you weren't there. Okay, maybe he watches it from a hotel room. Maybe he only goes to a couple of games a year. even that's marginally acceptable with him in these production meetings. But he's there with a headset on, and you expect nobody to know? Come on, that's crap. That's
helped
crap.
him a lot last night.
Yeah, they still, like I said, nobody cares right now because the Raiders aren't very good. I think they're better than last year.
Maybe
Geno had a bad night last night.
Good Geno, bad Geno. What you gonna get? I mean, he threw some balls too that should have been picked. That weren't.
And I thought we got way more good Geno than bad Geno in Seattle.
Oh, absolutely. No.
I thought last night was bad. You know, he had a rough night.
Oh, you talking about it? Maybe more, but it was still. You didn't know what you were getting.
Where you got Geno? What tier?
Oh gosh, he's right in the middle.
I got Geno at the top end of tier 3. That's somewhere between.
That's in the middle.
I'm agreeing
There are
with you.
4 tiers.
I know you're not used to hearing that. I'm agreeing with you. Somewhere between say 16 and 20.
Your tone said like it was different or something.
We are brought to you by
can't even agree.
Supreme Rice.
But no,
we agree on Supreme.
this crap's got to go, and that's going to help get this across to the other owners, to whoever. Yeah. No, he can't have it. And maybe Goodell just allowed it for this game because Harbaugh's such a cheater.
Okay, you're trying to even it out.
Yeah, just even the playing field. So,
Gotcha.
okay, you can use your spies. Okay, which you didn't know about at all, of course.
No. Plausible deniability.
When are they gonna have a season when they don't have a guy suspended? Huh?
I don't know. I do know that we agree.
AI. Who's the first to use AI? Spies. Huh?
My guess is that's already happened.
Drones.
That's already happened.
Yes,
we just don't know about it yet. Yes. Supreme Rice and SupremeRice.com down in Southwest Louisiana since the 1930s. The brown, the medium grain, the long grain, the jasmine, the parboiled rice, which is your favorite. If you're going out tailgating this weekend, man, for your jambalayas, your red beans, your white beans, you want to make a little etouffee, make it with Supreme Rice. Support our Louisiana farmers down in the down in Southwest Louisiana. They supporting the Climate Smart program, supporting methane emissions reductions and water conservation. More information and great recipes, go to SupremeRice.com.
Yeah, you sent us something on Twitter at JimmyOut1045, Charles _ Hannegriff. I mean, how many Charles ! Hannegriff. What is it again, Charlie?
C _ Hannegriff.
C _ Hannegriff. We go.
Hannegriff's a very common
You
name.
show us your Supreme Rice. We throw your Supreme Rice shout out on the show. Love the Supreme Rice shout outs, include my boy Chris out there in Chula Vista, California.
I like that.
Yes,
man. He's
yes.
the Supreme Rice.
My man Chris, he was at the Dodgers game last night. Said, hell with them Dodgers, boy. Get to them garlic fries. That's my lock. So, Chris from Chula Vista, who listens online, getting his Supreme Rice all the way in San Diego.
Live at Doe's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com. Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, two local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta. Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime. When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Doe's Eat Place on Government Street on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Today's show is also brought to you in part by the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau and Highway 70 in Pierre Part. Got another home game this week and a lot of the schedule left, so you're getting your tailgating equipment, your grills, your griddles, all of your accessories. Get them at the Thibodeau Store and the Pierre Part Store. You know, you can order ahead online at thethibodeaustore.com. Same-day pickup is available, delivery available on a lot of these items, and it's a must-have for your outdoor kitchens and your tailgating.
Barbecue tool sets, man, purple and gold, double burners with the legs, and jambalaya pots and with little on wheels with of all different sizes and in price points. I mean, and even if you have your own type of burners and regulators, we got all the parts that you need when they go out also. So smoke pellets for your grills, whether they come in the apple, hickory, mesquite, and really good stuff. So you talk about just about everything. I mean, portable pizza ovens, cast iron jambalaya pots. We talk about 4.5 gallon, 6.5 gallon, roll around jambalaya stand with burners, 6.5, 15 gallon, 20 gallon, you name it. So everything you need at the Thibodeau Store and the Pierre Part Store for your outdoor, your tailgate cooking.
I don't know how many times in the last 7 years somebody else has been favored to win the AFC West, but it's been pretty fleeting if it's happened at all. The Chiefs have won this division 9 straight years, but last night the Chargers win against the Raiders. They own a win against the Chiefs in South America. Chargers are now the favorites to win the AFC West, and by a significant margin. And they've got obviously a 2-game lead on the Chiefs and half a tiebreaker here just a couple of weeks into the season. We like Harbaugh as a coach. We're less happy about him as a guy. Just kind of a little bit. Oh, a nice word would be quirky. But I think your confidence was shaken a little bit, and so was mine. And we like this team a little bit shaken when Rashawn Slater goes out at the end of camp.
All over, man. I'm kicking myself now.
And
because
so where are
he's
you
a
now?
good coach, man. He's a really good coach, and he didn't have, it was just a first step. He's not going to have the entire roster. It still doesn't have the roster he's aiming for. And what I'm talking about, not just overall level of talent, but what he wants to do. He's a line of scrimmage coach. There aren't many in the NFL, and there aren't many in college. And so he's got to, to lose that tackle. I mean, that was the lock of all locks, that he was going to take an offensive tackle, and probably Joe Alt with that first pick in the 2024 draft. His first draft, going back to L.A. He's got a real talent that, we want to see him a little bit better in crunch time. His fourth quarter numbers and Herbert dipped down. But, man, he's got it. He's big arm, can run when he has to. Just like him to be a little bit more durable, maybe. Protect himself on some of his runs. But everything's there. Man, when the tackle went down, they'd be so much better with him. And they're really good. I mean, you ever see this guy? It's like Tart. What's his name? The defensive tackle. Man, this guy's a Jim Harbaugh kind of player, man. He's a big physical guy that gets. He was in there a lot, deflected a lot of passes from Mahomes. He was in there again, causing havoc. So, both stopping the run and running the ball, man, they're just going to be good. Now, both teams last night had 4th and 1s and didn't have their first round draft pick in the game. So Genty was out on 4th and 1 for the Raiders, and your boy from
Hampton.
Amari Hampton. I get
Yeah.
it. I get it
Yeah.
a little bit more with the Chargers because basically Hampton and Najee Harris are going to split time. I think, and he went with the veteran there. The Raiders don't have a guy like Harris behind him.
Hampton had a bad fumble there late too when they were trying to ice the game.
Well, fair enough, but I just like this team, and I think we've been waiting a little bit, and they're 0-2. They had chances to win both games, but it does seem like Kansas City, it finally may come to an end as far as their divisions. Till you put Mahomes out the playoffs, we'll get to that later on because we've seen this before where he's – and even what you said yesterday, he's going to 5 out of 6 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
The one they didn't, he played lights out in that
Bengals
overtime loss.
When the Bengals beat him, yeah.
No, it was New England beat him. The first year they were at
home.
home.
The first year. Okay. The 5 out of 6 to 1.
The middle
was the Bengals.
Okay, the middle one. My bad. I'm sorry. But, yeah, he had a horrible second half. The one they lost against New England, when Brady got the opening kickoff, they went right down the field before they changed the rule. He was awesome in that game.
Yeah. Here's the difference in the Chargers from last year to this year. Number one, they have a better rushing. They have better running backs. Najee Harris and Amari Hampton is better. Now, J.K. Dobbins was doing a good job until he got hurt, but they have a better rushing attack. And Quentin Johnson has all the physical attributes. For the first 2 years, he couldn't catch the ball. Okay,
he dropped 1 or 2 against Kansas City,
and he is now catching the ball at a higher rate than he was before. And he's a difference maker because he can run. You saw the long play last night. If they add that deep threat, Ladd McConkey is a very good receiver. He's faster than people think. And Keenan Allen looks like he's kind of rejuvenated, getting back to his old stomping grounds after a couple of years hibernating in Chicago. This is a very good passing attack now. If Quentin Johnson can actually catch the ball, this is a very good passing attack as well. So you got balance. I know he's going to be a line of scrimmage coach, no doubt about that. But he's got better running backs. He's got better skill people. He's got a quarterback that's entering his prime years. It's a good team, man.
Well, one of the reasons Johnson's so wide open in that play is because they respect the run, and they're pulling those safeties up. And it's just he's a good coach, man. And, contrarian, whether it's stocks or football, whatever, I mean, you're doing the contrarian approach. I mean, something that nobody's seen as much in their own practices or in different games, it's going to have more of an effect. And so the reason, the bottom line, Baker made the play at the end, but the bottom line, the Tampa Bay won on the road against Houston. They were able to run the ball and stop the run better than Houston. Not even close. Not even the yards per carry, whatever. I mean, they just hand the ball up the middle. And then when the game's on the line, what they do? Ran right up the middle. When Houston's got a yard to go, they're afraid to do it. Okay, first of all, they get in a shotgun. They run sideways. They get stuffed or maybe lose a foot, and then they give up on the run. Tampa Bay's got there. They got 2 or 3 yards to go on second down. Right up the gut, touchdown. I mean, that's a big advantage. And so, Vita Vea makes a big difference in those type of things as well. But this San Diego, the Chargers, even losing that tackle, that's 2 nice wins away from home. Credit for a home game against Kansas City, but still, that's some nice wins.
2 out of the two.
Herbert got to stay healthy.
Khalil Mack
Don't take any hits, man.
Did hurt his elbow last night, so we'll watch for that.
Yeah, they're taking a
Looked
look.
pretty serious, but
that's a blow. But
Keenan Allen is okay as a third guy,
You're
and he's
right.
got some familiarity with Herbert.
Yes.
Okay. And that was his guy before.
Oh, he's number one receiver there for
Johnson and McConkey are different. I think McConkey is fine. He's going to play a long time in his league, and not just as a slot.
But, yeah,
he can stretch you, and he can
run.
He can create. He can create separation in the intermediate route so well as well. And he's catching the ball. So all three offer something different, which I think is important as well.
We're brought to you by the Morris Insurance Group. You got a duck camp, you got a fishing camp, you got those hard to insure places. Let the Morris Insurance Group, they urge you to look again at some of the possibilities for insurance on your camps, on your boats, on your trailers, on your RVs, on all of those things that are a little bit difficult to insure, especially if you are in a coastal area, if you're in something you need flood insurance, they can take care of you there. Your motorcycles, your RVs, auto, home, and commercial insurance as well. But if you got those tough to insure things, those things that mean a lot to you as hunters and fishermen, your camps, get them insured by the Morris Insurance Group. You can get a quote online, morris-ig.com. Give them a call. 225-201-0007. That's 201-0007. As for my man Buzzy Hydell, he'll help you out there with the Morris Insurance Group. Take a break. Former Tiger Greg Bowser joins us when we come back. This is Live at Lunch from Doe's 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at Lunch.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, big cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. They're an authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross-Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross-Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
Ruffino.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Click through the static and listen to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge in high definition. Simply tune to 98.1 and select HD2. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Doe's Eat Place on Government Street on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
I want to thank the NFL for their swift response when asked about Tom Brady. They said, nope, didn't violate any rules. He's fine. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
Wow. So much for my theory of the visuals that make more of an impact, huh?
I mean, they cleared this up before they went to lunch in New York today. Isn't that great? Yeah. Greg Bowser joins us now. Greg, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Charlie. I tell you, it was interesting to watch the LSU game on Saturday night.
Well, tell me what you thought.
Well, I thought Florida helped us out. I mean, they couldn't get out of their own way. I thought DJ Lagway was better than he showed, but he just doesn't have a grasp for it. And Jimmy and I were talking off the air about some of the things that he's missed, and it's pretty clear he's not progressed at all because he's missed a lot of time and just hadn't gotten better. If the interception for a touchdown doesn't get the pass for a touchdown doesn't get called back for a penalty, probably a different ball game. But I think that Florida's offense has got it. They've got to find somebody who can be more consistent and run that offense.
I don't know that they've got any more talented on that roster. It's kind of their problem at this point.
Yeah.
He missed all that time. We spent a lot of time talking about that last week. It's significant. And no matter how good you are, you can't get by without that. I also thought that the LSU defense made some plays on those balls. It's not like he threw it right to him. You know, Halsey makes a play on that ball in the middle of the field. Spears makes a play on that ball. So let's take the Lagway portion of it out for a second and talk about how opportunistic this defense is, and not just being able to stop the run and pressure the passer, but also now to create turnovers.
I think the secondary is playing really well. They're able to get in passing lanes and do some stuff. And the big thing is the quarterback can't hold the ball quite as long, so it's got to come out. And I think that's what you saw. And then DJ Lagway was aware of that, and so he started speeding everything up because he was afraid of the pass rush. And that's why you saw the interceptions. And so I thought that was great. He had all that working for you. On the other side of the ball, offensively for LSU, you get 5 interceptions, 5 big turnovers. You hope you get more points than what we saw, but we'll see. And LSU is. I looked this up and I was surprised to find that they're in the bottom of the league in rushing offense.
Well, there hasn't been a whole lot there. There's been a few big plays. It's been a feast or famine. You had the 51-yarder for Durham. You had 2 plays in the La Tech game. One of them was made by essentially a wide receiver in Xavier Thomas.
Well, but what gets me is you're at the bottom of the league in rushing offense, right?
Yeah.
And you had a Louisiana Tech game in there.
Right. No, and again, it was 3 of the runs accounted for 90% of the yards against Louisiana Tech. You had this one run account for more than half of Durham's yards. You had a 25-yard run to open the Clemson game, but if you're just talking about lining up and being able to get 4 or 5 yards at a time, that's not there now.
You and I talked about this when the season first started. They said they were going to rotate 8 guys on offensive line,
which they haven't.
No, and we said at that time, if you're going to rotate 8, you're in trouble.
Yeah, and they really haven't. They rotated a little bit in the first game. They haven't done it in the 2 games since then. It's been basically the same 5 guys. And Weston Davis has really struggled at the right tackle. He's given up some pressures, and you can see he is struggling a lot more than Tyree Adams on the left side.
Well, let me ask you guys this too. You saw both of the games, and because the Clemson defensive tackle is projected first round, the defensive end is projected first round, linebacker, you bring in another guy from Purdue. They had a lot of hype going in, and then Florida, because of their schedule, Napier's probably not going to be able to survive another year. But who's better between Clemson and Florida's defense? Were they close?
Yes.
I think. Okay, we all agree.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. I mean, like, so,
I thought they were close. And I thought the big thing, the difference was on the offensive side, where Clemson didn't really turn the football over to us like Florida did.
No.
And that was the big.
Well, Florida self-destructed between the penalties and the turnovers.
I mean, you talk about. I hate to use the word, but you talk about a team that showed that they weren't very disciplined.
No,
offensively.
No. When they're spitting on guys, and I know Napier doesn't teach them to spit on guys.
But that was one of 13 penalties accepted.
Yes,
I couldn't believe it when I saw the box score and they had 7 accepted penalties. It seemed like they had twice as many.
Yeah.
You know, now the last one wasn't accepted. They just took the play. But how many more were? It just seemed like every other play, there's a flag on the field with them.
And do you think that the Clemson and Florida defenses are better than the next 4 SEC defenses that they'll play? Ole Miss, they're better than them. They're better than South Carolina. They're better
Louisiana Tech might have better defense than Ole Miss.
Okay. Arkansas, certainly. And then the other one is A&M, who's given up a bunch of yards.
Oh, they're not great defensively.
I don't think they are either.
No.
They're a dangerous team because Reed is playing at a high level right now. They've already been on the road for a big win. But defensively, I mean, they gave up a bunch of yards to Utah State. I know it was in the second half. No, I think these 2 defenses are better than any defenses you'll see until November.
But I think the thing that's going to make the difference in those games down the stretch that you mentioned, Charlie, is going to be that those offenses are going to be better than we've seen.
A&M for sure.
They're going to be better than we've seen. I think that's going to cause, we'll see how LSU offensively calls plays to see what they can do. But I think you got those offenses, when you get to A&M, I think they're going to be better. Ole Miss will certainly be a better offense that you've seen.
Ole Miss and South Carolina have quarterback issues right now for different reasons.
Ole Miss has options, though.
Right, I said for different reasons.
Ole Miss has a luxury. They got 2 guys that can run their offense.
And we know that they have before. Which one are they going to pick, and how's that going to look? The Arkansas, Taylor Green is playing really well through the first 3 weeks of the season, and Marcel Reed certainly is. Let's talk about LSU's offense, and what do you do with a quarterback that is, the world now knows, limited?
I think this weekend, I know Jimmy talked about this, about setting him. I would not set him. I would start him, and we'd play big boy football while he's in there. Basically turn around and hand it off and only throw it in a limited number of cases. I'd run the football because you got to get your running game going. But then by the time you get to the second quarter, he should be on the bench.
Well, Greg, if you're going to do that, why even put him out there? And I agree, they should line up. They even talked about the I formation yesterday. You want to line up in the I formation? Let Van Buren hand the damn ball off. Why even put him out there?
Because I think you have to. You want to keep him in the rhythm. Keep him out there. I don't think.
I
wouldn't worry about him getting hit. You just want him in the rhythm. You want him to throw a couple of passes. You just want him to, because one of the things about coaches and athletes, they're superstitious. They have a routine, and when you break up that routine, it kind of messes with them a little bit.
You know what else messes up your routine? When you get hit in the chest and you can't lift your arm over your head.
But here's the deal: why are you dropping him back to throw the ball against Southeastern anyway?
Yeah,
he can hand it off.
So can Van Buren.
What's the routine concern when he's going to practice and not throwing?
Yeah.
Well, he's out there, Jimmy. He's got to move around.
You can't run.
Well, he
could
be out there.
Yeah.
He'd be out there. I want him out there Saturday night.
I think you put him out there as a team. He hands the ball off. You get a good drive going. You establish yourself. You get everything in rhythm, and then he's out by the second quarter. If he's still in the ball game, even if he's handed off by the second quarter, we got bigger problems.
If he starts the game, I would be surprised if they took him out in the second quarter. They'd probably let him play a whole half. That's just me.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing. But okay, here's the second question. Regardless who plays quarterback, can they line up and play big boy football?
That's what's going to be.
I mean, against Southeastern, sure, but moving forward, is this a viable part of the offense? Are you looking to line up in the I formation and
I don't
hammer the ball at people?
I don't think so. I don't think they believe that. They can try it. And that's the thing that this weekend may be a little bit misleading because they may be able to do it this weekend.
And
But
if you do it this weekend and just get the hell out of there and win the game and try to get anybody hurt.
That's right.
I want to know what LSU's run game looks like in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks. It's been a non-traditional rushing attack so far that's given them a little bit of success. Can you continue to tweak and do some things with Xavier Thomas? He's a talent. He's certainly a weapon for them, and I'm all for that. And I'm not saying that they need to line up and hammer the football. For 10 years, they did that with Miles' teams.
Yeah.
Won a bunch of games doing it, but that's not it anymore. That's not what this team's got.
No, it's not. And, one of the ironic things is that we were talking to some folks at the game, and LSU struggling to run the football. And isn't it ironic that one of the most prolific runners in the history of LSU,
Charlie Alexander,
was being recognized was Charlie Alexander.
Charlie's my guy, man.
So it's LSU has a tradition of being able to run the football.
Charlie Mack leaned on number 4, boy. So number 4 was getting a rock.
How great was that? Did y'all see the picture? Kevin Falk, Justin Vincent, Leonard Fournette, Charlie Alexander.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was on the sidelines Saturday. Really cool visual.
Yeah.
All those great running backs
much
together.
Much deserved, though, man.
Much
deserved.
He's earned it, and LSU's had some great running backs, and they've had some great offensive linemen. That's some good guys up front who can just move you out of the way, and I think they're getting there. We knew the offensive line was going to try to come around. They would have to give them some time, but boy, I didn't think they'd be in this spot.
Who is with all of shotgun spread that we see, 90%? Who is a good running team?
Wow, I think Alabama can run it at times. At times, I think they can run it.
They couldn't run it against Florida State. Lick.
No.
And they did it a lot with Ty Simpson's arm.
And a lot of
Wisconsin.
teams have gone to that spread, and it just become non-physical.
So that's it.
Yeah.
So if you're zone blocking or pass protecting 95% of the time, well, it's not a light switch. Oh no, we'll go get physical. Let's get under. I just
Navy.
Yes. Okay.
Georgia Tech.
You know who did it last?
Yeah.
It's Michigan.
Yeah.
Because Harbaugh's going to be a line of scrimmage coach.
Yeah.
That's it.
But Jimmy, you have to be able to run. You have to have some semblance of a running.
I hear you. I'm just trying to.
You're not going to have the one where you get in the eye and you just physical. You got the big tackles where you just run downhill all the time.
The really good rushing teams, almost all of them, have a rushing component at quarterback that it has to supplement what they do in the rush game.
That's my point.
Yeah.
It's not. It's
because when you line up defensively, the one guy, believe it or not, the one guy that's not accounted for in the scheme from a running perspective,
it's quarterback. Yeah, you got one more guy
That's
to
all
block,
guy
and you get that's why they're all. I get it, and you're taking these quarterbacks, and that's why they're trying to just. We know what you got with those legs, and we're trying to develop as a passer, but nobody's running the ball. Minus Michigan was the last one. He's gone. And so you don't think they're going to feature Underwood? You think they're going to let Underwood go an entire half without throwing a pass like they did with Penn State with J.J. McCarthy?
Underwood threw for 200 and ran for 100 last week in the game. And I know
they
didn't play anybody, but I would think that they would take the training wheels off after what happened to them
he didn't
against
have
Oklahoma.
a yard
No,
rushing.
they completely put the damper on him at Oklahoma. I don't think that they would. I don't think they would do that again. I'm anxious to see what Missouri does this week. They got this cat out of ULM that we were talking about earlier. That his rush for over 8 yards a carry. That's in limited competition, but can they run the ball on a team like South Carolina? Real, Greg, what? Anything else for this week? You're going to start Nussmeier. We're not. But Kelly's going to start Nussmeier. So you win.
I think you're going to start Nussmeier. Play him. He's got to be out of there by the second quarter. Just to kind of not let him set up for a week without playing. You got to get him in there.
We were saying all this against Louisiana Tech, and he was still in the game. I know Tech's better than Southeastern, but I would imagine he's going to be in there for at least a half if he ends up starting.
Yeah.
Still hot here in South Louisiana. We not even to fall yet, but that AC unit, we working them hard. If it goes down with you. If it goes down on you, you got to call our friends over at Total Maintenance. Total Maintenance, one of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies in the Baton Rouge area. We now have an office in a completely different staff in New Orleans as well. So my buddy Lucas Ragusa been involved in the AC business for at every level, every step of the way for years. Give him a call, Total Maintenance, 480-1000, 480-1000.
Live at Doe's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks in every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more.
All right, whenever you're ready.
It's rolling.
This is Charles Hannigrove. Join us for the Wednesday edition of Live at Lunch from Snow's Seafood and Steak on Airline Highway in Gonzales. Professional sports handicapper Randy McKay. Wes Reynolds from Las Vegas. And Scott Rabelais joins us to talk Tigers. Live at Lunch from Snow's, 11 a.m. Wednesday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
That's right. Since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soups, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crowntown Room at Doe's Eat Place. The Crowntown Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with a sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash-fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Doe's Eat Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gate of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny from Doe's Eat Place on Government Street on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
It's been a tough year for coaches on the sideline. You saw Brian Kelly get wiped out the other night when the play carried into him.
He's kind of been in the way a lot.
I mean, he fell over trying to avoid the official in the other game. Sean McVay tore his plantar fascia in the game. Yeah, plantar fascia tear. He told everybody about that yesterday. He was just trying to call timeout, and he just tore it. You know, it's one of those freak things, I guess.
Okay, next guy is going to get an injury on the sidelines, Kirby. He's way too active. He's running around too much. He's going to get a sprained MCL or something, turn an ankle or something.
You got to be careful with that stuff. They got to put Tom Brady on the sideline if he's going to coach. Just don't even. Why don't you coach from the sideline? Just let's make it more obvious.
Let it go, Charlie.
Having a hard time with it, man.
You were 100% in the right, but they already said leave the golden boy alone.
I guess all the rest of the owners can go in and put headsets on. Now, could you imagine Jerry Jones with a headset?
I mean, when he does the games, it's not
Jerry
like,
doesn't have
oh
one?
man. I mean, he's not. There's no John Madden coming out anytime soon. That really accentuates the game. Just really adds that much to a broadcast.
And I gotta tell you, since we've started doing the Sunday shows, it's been a number of years now from the sports books.
We're not listening.
I
We're
listen
watching
a
games.
lot less
Right.
to the commentators when we were watching all those games at one time. So I haven't heard him that much, but I haven't heard anybody say, "Wow, he's great." And announcers, it's everybody's got a different
It's not bad.
flavor.
He's not
But
bad. He's going to get better. He's definitely a student of the game. I'm sure he's competitive. He'll do his homework.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
he's prepared. I'm
I
sure
mean,
of that.
okay,
yeah.
but and Aikman was horrible with it. Aikman was much worse than Brady is at the beginning. Much worse.
And they had to
And
throttle
Aikman,
back
I
on.
love Aikman now.
Aikman's really
I think
good.
Aikman's really
They had to throttle back on Romo. I don't think that's the
Oh
problem.
no,
with
he
Brady.
just kidding me. I mean, I had to go for
take a breath, Tony.
I had to go for my inhaler, man. My asthma puffer, man. My man he would smother me. I mean,
take a little bit of.
It's gonna be Jim.
We know you watched the film, Tony. We know you know what's coming. Thanks to the folks here at Doze for being our host today.
Yeah, always. And keep in mind, man, look, even during the games, we're open. We're open over here, and some people come by and leave at half and things like that. The Crown Town room got TVs to watch the games. So you eat a steak in a casual atmosphere, and also watch your football for football season here in the Crown Town room.
All right, tomorrow we are at Snow Seafood and Steak on Airline Highway in Gonzales. Randy McCabe with us, Wes Reynolds tomorrow, Scott Rabelais from The Advocate. That is tomorrow. From all of us here at Doze. For Jordan Kinchins back in the studio, I'm Charles Hanniger saying thank you and good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.